Very excited for this opportunity. In episode number 1192, Run Your Race is the topic title for today. Guys, go ahead and write that down. I'm really pumped and excited to be able to share this subject with you. Very passionate about what I'm getting ready to share with Run Your Race. This came to me last week, okay? That there will always be people who will try and squeeze you into their mold. Then they will pressure you into being who they want you to be. Like it could be family members, college roommates, it could be coworkers. You know, they're going to try and squeeze you into this mold because they may be afraid that your dreams and your goals may come to pass. But here's the thing. If you're going to become the winner that you were created to become, whether it's to become a chairman, whether it was to become a seven-figure trader, or whatever it is that you want to do with your life, you've got to have the boldness and you've got to run your race the way that you want to run it. So you can't worry about what everyone thinks because you can't try and keep everyone happy. I tried to do that in the past. It's exhausting. You buy someone a car, they're going to tell you it was the wrong freaking color. Like, are you kidding me? Like if you try and change with every criticism and you play up to people trying to win their favor, you're going to go through life letting people manipulate you and pressure you into their boxes. And I can admit that in the beginning, when I was starting out as an entrepreneur, I definitely wanted my parents to accept me. It was very tough when I quit college after 2 years. You know, my father, who is a PhD college professor at an Ivy League school, he found out about it. They weren't very excited. I wanted them to accept what I was doing, but they wanted to keep, in fact, I wanted to keep and make them happy. But you've got to accept the fact that you cannot keep everyone happy or have them accept you. Like the good thing is my parents accept me and they love me today. With evidence given, they surely support me. Okay. But sometimes even your spouse or your significant other, like you can't make everyone like you. You will never win over every single critic. And heck, even a significant other can be your biggest critic. Even if you've changed, even if you did everything that they asked, some of them would still find fault with what it is that you do. So here's the thing that I discovered. You are not really free until you're free from trying to please everyone else. Like you can be respectful, you can be kind, but you are not living to please people. You are living to please God. And the reality is that when you go out there and you do the best you can, it doesn't matter what other people think. Like you got to know deep down that you are being true to yourself, that you are being true to who God called you to be. Then you don't have to look to the left or look to the right. You just stay focused on your goals. So if people don't understand you, that's okay. Like you have to get to the point like I did. You don't just worry about what other people think. You don't need the opinion of sheep. I mean, people, right? These people, they don't pay your bills. If some people get upset because you don't fit into the mold, don't worry about it. Forget it. If you lose a friend because you won't let that person control you, then you don't need them anyway. Okay. Because that person was not a true friend. If people are talking about you, if people are acting jealous, if they're being critical, if they're trying to make you look bad, don't let that change you because you don't need their approval. You have God's approval. If you get free from what everyone else thinks about you and you start being everything you were created to be, you are going to rise to a new level in your life. Like we spend so much time constantly trying to impress people. We're trying to get and gain their approval. We're wondering what they're going to think if we take this new job or start this new business or we'll try this new outfit or if we move into this new neighborhood. Like I heard somebody say that at 20 years old, we wonder what everybody thinks about us. At 40, we don't care what anyone thinks about us. I'm 42, so I could say that. I vouch for that. At 60, we realized that nobody was thinking about us anyway, right? Is that not true? In fact, I read a report recently. It was from a nurse who takes care of people that are close to death. And she asked hundreds of patients who are facing death what their biggest regrets were. Number one regret, listen to this. She said, I wish that I had been true to who I was and that I had not just lived to meet the expectation of others. Think about that. How many people today are not being true to who they are because they are afraid that it may disappoint someone, that they may fall out of their good grace, or that they may not be accepted. And I'm going to say this respectfully, but you can't live the life that you were designed to live if you are trying to be who your parents want you to be, who your friends want you to be, who your boss wants you to be, who your spouse or significant other wants you to be. Like, you've got to be true to yourself. You've got to be authentic also to who God made you to be. So he doesn't want you to be some imitation of somebody else. You should be the original that you were created to be. I remember for about 48 hours in high school, I was trying to be Ivan Drago, Rocky Balboa, Jean-Claude Van Damme, popular movies at the time. I realized that was exhausting, like trying to be somebody else. I just need to be me. And I need to maximize who I am because I'm good enough. You are good enough. And if you change with every single criticism that comes your way, you won't have a chance. And I believe that one of the reasons why God has promoted me is because I tune out all the negative voices around me. And I've done my absolute best to stay true to who God made me to be. I don't look at the left or right. What I do is I run my race. I don't try and compete with anyone else. I'm not looking at other people's ranks, wishing that I was at their rank. I run with a purpose. And I learned early on that to please God, I have to disappoint a few people. I had to actually let them pressure me being into who they wanted me to be, right? I'd not be where I am right now today, right now in my life, if I allowed them to do that. So if you read the good book, it talks about those who love the praise of people more than those who love the praise of God. And one of the greatest tests that all of us have to go through is when someone in our lives that we respect and look up to, whether it's a boss, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a relative who wants us to go in one direction, we know in our hearts that we should take another path. Yet we can know that we have an assignment, that we have a purpose. I'm going to become the person that I was created to be. I learned that if you please God and you stay true to what he's put in your heart, eventually you, my friends, will have the praise of people. So you may lose a few friends early on. I've lost friends. There's no question about it. But you're going to see new opportunities. You're going to see new relationships. If you quit worrying about what everyone thinks about you and you start doing what God has put into your heart, look, everyone has an idea of what you should wear, how you should spend your money, how you should raise your children. Yet if you try and please everyone, I can guarantee you one thing, 100%, you'll be confused, you'll be frustrated, and your life will be miserable. It's great to receive advice, but you have to be secure enough that when something doesn't bear with the witness with your spirit, you have to have the boldness to say, thanks, but no thanks. I appreciate your advice. I do value your opinion, but that's not for me. So I want you starting today to start running your own race, to stay in your own lane. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about, for crying out loud. Look at the social media profiles that inspire you. So start going after your goals, stay in your own lane, run your race, and become the champion that you were called and born to be. Guys, if you like the message, go ahead and put an amen inside the chat box. This is Brandon Boyd speaking to you today on the 4th of July, Freedom Day. Have a good day, everyone, and we will see you on the next episode.